Hello and welcome to Oxygen Not Included. Yes. This is a game from the developers of a little game, a big game, called Don't Starve. And this is like the next game they've made. It's like an early build, so it's not in any way complete. I played a little bit of it, but we're going to play a new game and get right in. Now, like in Don't Starve, there is pretty much in the title of the game what you're not supposed to do. Don't starve, you're not supposed to starve, and oxygen not included, you're supposed to, well, find oxygen. Which is something you get to do when you spawn underground after you pick your crew. And here we are now. We have a bunch of red shirts just hanging around, and we all know what happens to red shirts every now and then. In the very beginning, you can shuffle the characters that you are given if you are not very happy with them. So we're going to do that right now until we get somebody good. We want somebody who's like really good with medicine. Oh, look at this. Red is ready. Flatulence. Okay, well, she farts a lot, but she has an iron gut, which might be pretty good. So we'll keep her. We need a doctor. And we're going to shuffle Josie here. McNair. We need somebody who is... Oh, well, this person is way better at a lot of things. Okay. We're going to... Oh, perfect. Look, we're just going to make sure we have a little bit of everything. We need somebody who is good with tinkering, so we need to shuffle this character over here until we get, like, a good tinkering character. Because tinkering is... Oh, look at this! Nails! Fucking nails! Okay. This is good. Okay, he has a fear of kitchens. That's not too bad. Somebody else can cook, which is okay. Small bladder, a yokel. Okay, the duplicate isn't the brightest star in the sky. Cannot perform job research. So there's a bunch of little traits down here, and you want to make sure that the traits that you get are not too bad. So we have Pam, Bubbles, and Nails. You know what? I like those names. I like those names a lot. And Pigpen is our colony. We can rename it, but I feel like this is probably suitable for Pam, Bubbles, and Nails. You know what? Pam being in here, I kind of want to name it The Office. Just because it kind of reminds me of The Office. So we'll have The Office here, and Pam, Bubbles, and Nails can join on in. So we're going to embark. Ah, here we are. So we come out of this time portal thing. Alert! Your crew has awoken miles beneath the surface of an unfamiliar terrestrial body. Oddly, they have no recollection of how they got there. Oh, it might be the best to start digging. Okay, so we're going to start digging, and in order to do that, we go down here. Like, we can go ahead and exit this out. Our colony requires toilets, so there's a lot of things we need at the moment, but something that is important to note is if you click on the air here, you can see that it's breathable gas, which is pretty nice. And up here in the top right, we have an oxygen overlay. And we can see what is breathable and what is not. So we can pause the game right now while we go over some of this stuff. So you see here to the right is carbon dioxide. And carbon dioxide falls low to the ground, so because it's heavier than air. So we want to avoid going through there. Up here we have some breathable air. And we have some barely breathable air along with carbon dioxide too. This is not really the best starting location. It's gotta be said. We are going to have to probably go up and around to the left here. So I think we'll do that. So in order to do that, we're going to have to start digging probably through here in this area. So we'll get over here and we'll dig. And an important thing to note is this oxalite material right here, this consumable ore, is something that produces oxygen, clean oxygen for our little people here. And something else we want to do is probably dig this out and just like go down. So the carbon dioxide that we make goes down into this area over here. And we want to make sure we also get like some ladders and stuff. But in the meantime, we're going to hit play and let these people go ahead and get going. Are they going? Okay, we're unpaused. So as you can see, they're starting to dig, which is pretty good. We have a clean source of water over here. We want to get some ladders over this way so that the carbon dioxide will fall down. And that way the little builders here can come over and reach down and dig some of this stuff up if we need to. We might need to get down to this clean water at some point, but first of all, I think we need to get over to this clean water in this area. So we'll continue to dig out over here, and I think everyone should be pretty happy with that. Now we have this stuff that is kind of just laying around as sandstone. What we want to do is get a storage compactor here under base in the bottom left, and we want to start to store our stuff. So we'll build that right there. And what else do we want to do? We want to make sure we have a bathroom. So we're going to make an outhouse right there, right where everybody's starting to dig. We'll have an outhouse, and people will go in there and they will shit away and make it pretty smelly. We have a ration box here. We have some food to survive on for a little while, but we need to make our own food at some point. And in order to do that, we need a microbe musher. But in order to get a microbe musher, we need to research. We need to get a research station. So we need some raw material in order to do that. And I think what we need is what, like copper and stuff. So if we go up here and get some... Is there any copper over this way? There's some coal up here, which is a good raw material. There's coal, and I think there's copper down below. Oh, look, here we go. There's tons of copper down below. So I think we're going to dig over here as well. I have the game kind of going at a slow pace, just for the meantime. So we'll dig down this way. This could be another little mine for us. And we'll have a ladder go down as well. And this is where we can dig all of the copper that we will need, because we're going to need a lot of it to build all of the stuff that we want to. And maybe we can have like a farm down here eventually. So now that we have a good water supply to have supply all these people with water, because they are going to need it, out of order, insufficient resources. So we need some dirt. Storage not allocated. So we need to click on the storage container here, and we need to just tell it to store all. We want it to store all of our stuff in the meantime. And in order for things to be stored, we need to, well, sweep all this stuff up. So we need to select the sweep tool and just kind of tell our people to sweep all the stuff up. And with their little vacuum guns, they can just go ahead and suck it all up and then shoot it all back in, as you can see they're doing right now. Pam is going away, going to town. Nails and Bubbles are just sweeping like there's no tomorrow. Maybe we'll pick some of this up too. So now we have like a little shaft for our carbon dioxide to fall into. Hopefully our little colony will come down here and start to grab this copper, and then we can start to build some of the cool stuff like a research station, and then we can start researching some other things. Maybe we could also make an algae deoxidizer, which is something we're going to need too. An algae deoxidizer, it kind of gets some really good clean air into our little colony here. So we'll have some ladders go up this way, and we'll make sure we get some of this, because it looks like this on the map. So there's a little bit of it here, which is not too bad. We'll dig up, and then we'll dig around, I think. We'll have, what is this? Is this sandstone? I think you have to watch out for collapses, because I think if you dig up into sand, it will fall down and stuff will collapse onto your people, which is, well, not the best. It's got to be said. It could be a bit better than that. We'll dig into this cavern here, and maybe we can go up. Well, maybe not up too high, but I mean, we want to go up and get some other water eventually too, because that's something we're going to have to worry about. Okay, let's look at food. We need to make a microbe musher, but we still are missing the raw materials. We need to just kind of dig out enough, and hopefully everyone will get to work. So let's speed up the game a little bit. We'll have it on super fast speed so everyone can go ahead and start to, well, just dig ahead and start making sure everybody's going to survive on all the stuff that we do get. We're going to build 3 cots here and make sure that they have a place to sleep. There's a massage table as well. A place they can go and, well, relax if they are sore. Made a mess. Oh no. See, now this is what I was talking about before. Is that it can collapse the sand if you dig up. So that's something you have to watch out for. And somebody else made a mess. Okay. I think the made a mess thing is somebody shit themselves, and this is what this is right here. So we're going to have to go down to the mop tool right here and clean this up. we're going to have to make it high priority too. So if we go over here to prioritize, we can click like 8 and make them do it first. And the bathroom should be working. Why did somebody shit themselves? I still don't understand that. Alright, everybody's going to sleep. We can go ahead and get rid of this. We require a food source, but that's something I'm trying to work on with this micro musher. I don't know how close we are to getting it. We need 400 kilograms of raw metal, so that's what we're working on getting right now. So we can fast forward through the night and have our little colony go down and get all this copper, and then we can start to work on getting power set up. Because we need a manual generator, which kind of looks like this little hamster wheel, which is something fun to watch your little colony people run on for power. But I think it's a good way of getting power too. And we need to increase our oxygen supply, pretty much. And we can do that once we do obtain all of this copper down here. And hopefully everyone will get it all eventually. Now, we need to take a look at the oxygen overlay. And as you can see, this carbon dioxide that was up here before is, well, coming down because we opened up this little airway here. So hopefully it will go down all the way here. I mean, it's very unbreathable down here, so everybody's going to be holding their breath and hoping for the best, pretty much. You can see our little tunnel here has kind of contained some carbon dioxide. And this little yellow spot here, it's very toxic, and I think that's because somebody farted. I'm not sure. Probably bubbles here. Probably farted away. So I think what we should probably get first is algae deoxidizer, and hopefully we're going to need like a power station 2 to power it. So we'll go ahead and do that. I've only played this game like a little while. We're running out of space to power things. Can we can we cancel this? Cancel build. Okay. I tell you what we're going to do. We are going to build this thing up here, I believe. Might be a good choice because there's a lot of carbon dioxide up here. And we could probably clean it all out if we build this up here. So we'll get that down there. We'll get a manual generator here. And we'll get a tiny battery as well. And we'll hook it all up with these electric wires. Perfect. And we will prioritize all of these. That way we get it all built as soon as we can, because breathing clean air is probably the most important thing for us to be doing at this very moment. And Bubbles here, brave as she is just sucking in on all of the carbon dioxide that she can. But that's no big deal, because I think they're pretty resilient when it comes to surviving in certain conditions. They just hold their breath, like I said before. We can get rid of this little blob here. And do we need to sweep anything up? We do. There's some stuff just sitting around. I wish there was a way to tell your people to automatically sweep anything that they find. Food. We need to worry about food. And I think if we click on this, ready for harvest, it's buried muckroot. So we can get somebody to come and harvest all of this stuff over here. And that should give us some food for the meantime until we make one of our mush machines. And I don't think any of this is harvestable yet. Unbreathable. Bristlebriar. Can we eat this thing? I'm not too sure. No, we cannot. Seems that we cannot. Harvest remain 5. Or maybe it's just not growth yet. Oh wait, look, 56%. Perfect. So we'll wait for all that to grow, and then we can live off the land in that sense. We are full on one of our storage compactors, so we're going to have to build another one. We'll place it down like right next to the other one here, and we should see everything getting swept up here pretty soon. So I think we should be fine on food. In the meantime, can we make a micro musher? We can. We'll put it up here where they're currently building, and we will hook it up with good old electrical wire. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Get digging away, kids. They look like little kids, but they're like grown people. They're just so tiny. You gotta love the art style too. It's just like Don't Starve in a way. The art style, that is. The gameplay is totally different. Like the whole, well, they're just 2D, kind of side-scrolling kind of thing. But I think it should be fine. I like it. It's a nice change of pace from the games that I've been currently playing, for the most part. Fetching water. Okay, let's read this tip. because I haven't really gotten too far in this game. Duplicants will seek out and collect water and other liquids up to 2 tiles away and deliver it to buildings. Okay, that's pretty good. Let's see here. We need to queue up some tasks for the micro musher. So we'll make some mush bars. And we will kind of just make it infinite so that we always have food. That way we'll never run out. And somebody can pretty much work on cooking the whole time. We'll sweep all of this stuff up too. We need to allocate some resources to this, so we'll have everything inside of the... Uh-oh. Get out of there! No! Nails! Get up here, quick! Nails! What are you doing? Get up! Nails almost died going down here. Let's go ahead and cancel some of these tasks down here, because it is just absolutely dangerous for them to be going down there. We want them to go up here. We're going to write this off. We don't need to go down here anymore. I think we got enough copper that we do need. There's some copper up here as well, so we'll get that. And we won't have to worry about going down there. There's some of this stuff too, off to the left, like granite and obsidian. I'm not exactly sure what this really does for us. If it helps us build something else, who knows? Beach stone we have. I don't know what that does yet. There's some chlorine here, which I think would not be very good to go into. Chlorine seems to be heavier than air because we have hydrogen here, which is lighter than air, and it's rising above this chlorine. We definitely do not want to dig in to that area over there. That would be very, very bad for us, and it would not end well for our colony here of what, the Office? We should have named all of our characters after the Office characters. Probably would have been a little bit better. Probably would have made a bit more sense. So we have all of our people working away here, which is really nice. I think we pretty much have everything set up except for a research station. So we'll get a research station put down, like, probably up here where all the power is. That way it's all in the same area. Perfect. And from there we can have people research all kinds of things. Let's take a look at the air. As you can see, the air is... well, there's a lot of carbon dioxide over here to the right, but over here it's mainly breathable. And down here it's semi-okay, which I think is pretty good. And down here it's just an absolute disaster. We don't talk about that place down there. But our little dioxide chute is working pretty well over here to the right. The outhouse is producing a lot of, well, gases, as you can tell. Everybody's going there to take a dump, and it's just smelling like crazy. Everybody is asleep. I think they were halfway through building our research station. Is it almost complete? Almost. They're just kind of awaiting material delivery. So we'll wait until these guys wake up, and then we could probably research something once they get to work. We have a lot of tasks queued up for them, and hopefully they'll start putting all this stuff that's laying around into the storage box down here. It seems that they're not. They're too busy making mush bars and powering the electric and like digging and all that kind of stuff. There's not too many tasks queued up at the moment, but I think that should be fine. They should be building this. Let's prioritize that so they will build it before they do anything else, because we want it built. I mean, come on guys. Come on, build this thing already. I think Bubbles just fell asleep there at the hamster wheel. But she should... who is our researcher? Somebody should be able to research. If we can slow down and click on one of them, we can find out who is going to be our researcher. Who was it again? Was it Bubbles here? Was she good at research? Let's see, what was it again? Tinkering, 1. She's a 1 with tinkering. Nails, I do not think he was very good. Oh, he's a 2 with tinkering, so maybe Nails might be the one who does some researching, because Pam is definitely not going to, as you can see there. Oh look, it's done. No research task selected. Okay, so in order to research something, you need to open a research table once it's built, and there's a huge research tree with a bunch of different things you can make. There's interior decor, which kind of helps your people with stress and providing light to you, because light's pretty important. We don't want them to be stranded in the dark. There's a power regulation, there's liquid pumping to pump like oxygen, or not oxygen, but pump water, and gas piping is to pump like oxygen and stuff like that, and carbon dioxide out and oxygen in, which is pretty cool. And there's farming as well. So we're going to click on farming, and then we're going to just click on it again, and we're going to do continuous until we research it, like all the way, because there's 20 different researches you need to do in that specific section of the research tree before you can move on to the next one. So we'll have, who was it, Nails? We'll have Nails work away here and just make sure he gets everything researched that we need. And we can start to make a farm and all that cool stuff. But I think for the main time, we are going to probably leave off here. I just wanted to check this game out real quick and kind of show it to you, in case you were interested in seeing what it was. It's pretty cool. It's pretty enjoyable. I like this kind of game where you just make everybody do a bunch of tasks. Like, you got the mush coming out, Nails is researching, and Bubbles is just running on the wheel, collecting power, which is great. So I'm pretty excited to play more of this and get it going. We're gonna have a huge civilization under here, I just feel it. The thing is, you can also get more people from a printing pod. Looks like we'll probably get them here in the next 80 seconds, but I think we're going to leave off here. As for now, I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all next time.